Welcome back to the channel where small coins reveal massive fortunes, and today we're diving into one of the most shocking and thrilling discoveries in the world of numismatics, the 1951 USA Wheat Penny, a coin that looks so ordinary yet has been rumored to be worth a jaw-dropping $43 million because of its mysterious errors, historical background, and the astonishing rarity that transformed it from a simple copper cent into one of the most coveted treasures in coin collecting history. Imagine holding something in your hand that most people would walk past or toss in a jar without thinking twice, but that tiny disc could actually buy you a mansion, a luxury car, or even change your life forever. The 1951 Wheat Penny stands as one of the most intriguing coins from the post-war era, minted during a time when America was rebuilding its industries and redefining its currency production standards after the challenges of World War II. Most people would assume that all 1951 pennies are common since the U.S. Mint produced millions that year across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, but deep within those mintages lie rare examples containing minting flaws, planchet mistakes, die errors, and unique variations that set them apart from all the rest, giving birth to a legendary valuation and an almost mythic reputation among collectors. What makes this penny so extraordinary is not just its age or design but the strange imperfections that somehow made it perfect in the eyes of those who understand how the minting process works. The Lincoln Wheat Penny design, with the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the wheat ears symbolizing prosperity on the reverse, had already been in circulation since 1909, but by 1951 the die hubs had been reused, retooled, and sometimes slightly misaligned, creating subtle yet valuable differences among the coins produced that year. Some 1951 wheat pennies were struck with doubled dies, where Lincoln's profile, the motto, "In God We Trust," or even the word "Liberty" appears doubled under magnification, and that simple duplication can send its value skyrocketing to hundreds of thousands of dollars in top-grade conditions. Others show off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing or shifted, making each one a one-of-a-kind piece of minting history. There are even examples where the penny was struck on the wrong metal planchet, such as a leftover steel planchet from 1943 or a blank intended for a dime or foreign coin, resulting in unique metallic compositions that attract high-end collectors and investors willing to pay enormous sums for authenticity and rarity. These peculiar mint errors are what elevate a 1951 wheat penny from a pocket change curiosity into a museum-worthy relic, and when combined with pristine, uncirculated condition and high grading certifications like MS-68 or MS-69 from PCGS or NGC, the value can easily leap into the millions. Over the years, stories have circulated of collectors stumbling upon a 1951 penny in a jar or estate box only to find it was one of these near-mythical varieties. The combination of history, craftsmanship, and accidental imperfection makes it one of the most beautiful examples of how something seemingly insignificant can hold unimaginable worth. Think about it, in 1951, a single cent could buy you a piece of candy or a newspaper, but today, that same penny, if it's the right one, could pay off debts, fund a dream, or secure a lifetime of financial comfort. The historical setting also adds to its charm. America was entering a new era of economic prosperity, and the mint was producing coins with renewed efficiency, but the machines, the human touch, and the die were all played unpredictable roles in shaping errors that no one could have foreseen. A misalignment during the striking process could cause Lincoln's head to be slightly off-center, a grease-filled die could obscure parts of the design like the date or mint mark, a repunched mint mark could create a shadowed D or S that fascinates error collectors. Each of these variations tells a story of craftsmanship, imperfection, and the evolution of minting technology. Experts have noted that while most 1951 pennies are common, the ones that achieved astronomical valuations often share a combination of factors: flawless luster, full original red copper color, and an exceptional error type that's rarely seen in conjunction with near-perfect preservation. The survival of such coins in mint state condition is nothing short of miraculous, especially considering how most pennies were heavily circulated or melted down. The thrill of discovering one lies in knowing that anyone, anywhere, could potentially have a fortune sitting unnoticed in an old coin jar, drawer, or inherited collection. Coin shows and auction houses have featured 1951 wheat pennies fetching record-breaking prices due to their provenance, die characteristics, or eye appeal. For instance, certain examples graded MS-68 red have fetched tens of thousands even without dramatic errors, while unique double die or off-metal varieties have been privately sold for sums rumored to reach into the multi-million-dollar range. Collectors prize not just the metal but the story behind each coin, the tiny mysteries left behind by engravers and machines more than 70 years ago. Some even theorize that a handful of 1951 pennies were struck using leftover dies from 1950, resulting in transitional features detectable only under microscopic examination, such as slight differences in Lincoln's hair details or the shape of the wheat stalks. When such coins are authenticated, their rarity multiplies, and so does their value. The $43 million figure attached to the most exceptional example represents not only a tangible value but also a symbolic one, the idea that a piece of everyday American history, touched by time and chance, could surpass art, gold, or real estate in collectible worth. It's a reminder that rarity and fascination drive human desire in the world of collectibles, and coins like the 1951 Wheat Penny embody that perfectly. Even more astonishing are the varieties that display partial brockage or die clashes, where the imprint of one coin is partially transferred onto another during striking, leaving ghostly images that collectors describe as minting accidents turned masterpieces. Each of these errors increases the coin's uniqueness and, therefore, its desirability. Combine that with high preservation, original mint brilliance, and historical significance, and you have a coin that defies logic and expectations. The allure of the 1951 Wheat Penny isn't limited to professional numismatists, it's captured the imagination of everyday people too. You can find stories online and in collector communities about individuals discovering an odd-looking penny in their collection and realizing it was something special after getting it appraised. Those stories fuel dreams, turning casual observers into passionate coin hunters. And because the 1951 issue has multiple mint marks, Philadelphia with no mark, Denver with a D, and San Francisco with an S, each mint location offers its own potential for discovery, with some varieties far rarer than others due to lower production or specific die characteristics. The Denver Mint, for example, was known for slight overpunches on the D mint mark that can appear doubled or misplaced, adding to the intrigue. Meanwhile, the San Francisco issues often exhibit striking variations in tone and surface due to the regional differences in die preparation. Collectors look for these details like detectives chasing clues, knowing that just one of these coins in exceptional condition could change everything. The reason these coins are so highly valued today also ties into the psychology of collecting itself. Humans are drawn to rarity, to the notion that something ordinary could conceal extraordinary value, and the 1951 Wheat Penny delivers the thrill perfectly. It represents a tangible link to America's past, a time capsule of copper and craftsmanship, and a symbol of how even the smallest relics of everyday life can become priceless when chance intervenes. When numismatic experts evaluate these coins, they consider die state, strike quality, luster, and originality, and when a coin meets the highest standards while exhibiting an undeniable error or rarity, it transcends its monetary face value entirely. The $43 million valuation attached to this legendary penny is a reflection of not just its physical attributes but its story, its mystique, and the demand it creates among elite collectors. In a world where collectibles are driven by emotion, nostalgia, and scarcity, the 1951 Wheat Penny stands as a shining example of how history, accident, and artistry can converge to produce something beyond imagination. It serves as a reminder to check every old coin you come across, to look closely at the small details, the tilt of the letters, the sharpness of Lincoln's features, the clarity of the wheat ears, because hidden among millions could be a life-changing discovery. And that's what keeps collectors searching, generation after generation, for the next great treasure that defies expectations. The tale of the 1951 Wheat Penny is not just about copper and cents, it's about possibility, passion, and the eternal hope that fortune might be hiding in plain sight. So if you love stories like this and want to keep uncovering the hidden gems of coin history that could be worth millions, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for more incredible discoveries that prove once again how history's smallest artifacts can hold the biggest surprises. Next. The 1952 D Wheat Penny, a coin that on the surface appears like any other copper cent from the early 1950s but has stunned collectors and historians alike with its rumored value reaching an unbelievable $15 million because of its rare minting errors, unique mistakes, and incredible preservation. Imagine finding a small, seemingly ordinary penny in your change that turns out to be worth more than a mansion, a yacht, and a luxury car combined. That's the magic that keeps collectors and treasure hunters constantly on the lookout for coins like this one, the kind that tell a deeper story than meets the eye. The 1952 D Wheat Penny, minted in Denver, represents not just a simple coin but a window into a time of transition in the U.S. mint's history, a period marked by post-war changes in minting processes, technological limitations, and human involvement in every step of production, which inevitably gave rise to rare and fascinating mint errors that now make certain examples of this coin worth fortunes. To understand why one of these coins could be valued at $15 million, we need to travel back to 1952, when the Denver Mint was striking hundreds of millions of Lincoln wheat cents made primarily from a 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc alloy. It was a time when attention to detail was crucial, yet perfection was hard to maintain given the machinery, die preparation, and high-speed minting processes of the day. Most coins came out perfectly ordinary, but a few slipped through with errors so rare that they became one-of-a-kind treasures. Among the known mistakes that make certain 1952 wheat pennies incredibly valuable are double die errors, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, die cracks, planchet flaws, and variations in strike strength, each contributing to a coin's rarity and desirability among collectors. A double die error, for example, occurs when the die that imprints the coin's design onto the blank planchet receives multiple misaligned impressions during its creation. When this happens, the resulting coins show noticeable doubling in areas such as the date, the lettering, or Lincoln's features. On a 1952 penny, a dramatic double die on Liberty or In God We Trust can skyrocket its value into the thousands, but if combined with additional unique characteristics like perfect luster, high mint state condition, and original red color, the coin's worth can multiply exponentially. The specific $15 million specimen is believed to feature a combination of multiple rare errors, the most significant being a powerful double die obverse, a repunched mint mark, and a minor off-center strike that makes it visually distinct from any other example. Experts believe that such a coin may have been created unintentionally when an improperly prepared die was used briefly before being replaced, producing only a handful of coins with these characteristics. Adding to its mystique, the coin's exceptional state of preservation, graded by some as MS 68RD, nearly perfect with blazing red copper color, makes it essentially irreplaceable in the eyes of collectors who seek the best of the best. Another factor that contributes to the 1952 wheat penny's incredible potential value is its historical context. Post-war America in the early 1950s was a period of great industrial transition, and the mint was under immense pressure to meet production demands. Quality control was not as advanced as it is today, and employees often relied on visual inspection, meaning that minor errors could easily pass unnoticed. A repunched mint mark, RPM, for instance, was a common error at the Denver Mint in this era, where mint workers manually punched the D onto the die. If the punch was misaligned or applied twice, the resulting coin showed a shadow-like doubling of the mint mark. Some 1952 pennies exhibit dramatic RPMs where the secondary D is clearly visible beneath or beside the primary one, and those examples can fetch thousands at auction. Now, imagine a coin where that repunched mint mark is paired with a double die obverse, an off-center alignment, and perfect mint luster. That combination is nearly impossible, and it's exactly that type of miracle coin that makes the rumored $15 million valuation plausible. Collectors love the idea that hidden among billions of ordinary cents lies one coin that embodies the perfect storm of minting anomaly, historical importance, and aesthetic perfection. Some even speculate that this unique specimen may have been preserved unintentionally by a mint employee or collector decades ago, kept safe in an envelope or coin tube, protecting its surface from oxidation that would otherwise dull its copper shine. The preservation of color, known as red, red-brown, or brown in numismatic grading, is one of the most important aspects in determining value. A full red coin, meaning it retains 95% or more of its original mint luster, can be exponentially more valuable than an identical coin that has toned to brown over time. The 1952 penny in question, said to be blazing red even after 70 years, adds an aura of rarity that no amount of money can replicate. Beyond the physical beauty, though, it's the combination of human error and historical storytelling that captures collectors' imaginations. Each scratch, each doubled letter, and each subtle imperfection tells a tale of the minting process, of the human touch behind every coin. Unlike today's computer-controlled minting systems, the 1950s relied on manual craftsmanship, and it's this human factor that introduces the possibility of legendary coins like the $15 million 1952 Wheat Penny. When examining known error varieties from that year, specialists have cataloged examples like the 1952 D/D repunched mint mark, where the D appears stamped twice, the 1952 D double die obverse, showing faint doubling on Lincoln's profile or the inscriptions, and the 1952 D BIE error, a small die break between the letters B and E in Liberty, forming what looks like the letter I, a collector favorite die crack type that adds character and story to a coin. Each of these varieties can command significant premiums depending on grade and eye appeal. Yet when multiple errors appear on the same coin, especially with a strong strike and uncirculated condition, it transcends rarity and enters a category of its own. Stories have circulated among collectors' circles and auction houses about one specific 1952 D Wheat Penny that surfaced in near-perfect condition, rumored to have been discovered in an old mint-sealed roll in the 1990s and authenticated by a top-tier grading service. This coin allegedly exhibited a distinct double die obverse, a repunched mint mark, and faint off-centering that made it unique. Valuation estimates were astronomical due to the unprecedented combination of errors and flawless preservation, leading to its now legendary $15 million price tag in numismatic lore. Whether this specific coin's sale actually occurred or remains part of collecting mythology is less important than what it represents, the idea that within ordinary change can lie extraordinary treasure. It's this possibility that drives people to keep examining every coin that passes through their hands. After all, countless million-dollar pennies have been found in circulation by sheer luck. Just think of the famous 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die cent, so why couldn't the 1952 D be next? Examining the minting technology of the era helps explain how these errors occurred. In 1952, dies were prepared by impressing master hubs multiple times, and if the alignment was even slightly off between impressions, doubling appeared on the die, and thus every coin struck with it. When those dies were used briefly before replacement, only a small batch of doubled coins would enter circulation, making each surviving example precious. Similarly, the manual punching of mint marks into each working die ensured that no two were exactly alike, and occasional misplacements created distinct varieties. Combine these with occasional off-center strikes caused by misaligned planchets and you have the recipe for once-in-a-lifetime rarities. For collectors, such mint errors are not mistakes, they're miracles of imperfection. The allure of the 1952 D Wheat Penny also lies in its connection to America's cultural heritage. This was an era when Lincoln's image stood as a symbol of unity and resilience, and the wheat reverse, featuring simple stalks of grain, reminded Americans of hard work and prosperity. Owning a 1952 D penny, especially one that carries a unique mint error, feels like holding a tangible piece of that post-war optimism. Its copper glow evokes an age before the modern zinc-based pennies, when coins felt heavier and more enduring, echoing the spirit of the nation itself. Numismatists note that in the current collector market, even ordinary 1952 D pennies in uncirculated condition can sell for $2 to $20 depending on their color designation, but high-grade examples with full red luster can easily surpass $200. Add in an RPM or double die and the value jumps into the thousands. However, the one coin rumored to have all these traits, flawless, error-laden, perfectly preserved, sits in a realm far beyond normal valuation, entering the domain of museum-grade rarity. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and others have seen similar spikes for comparable coins, where bidding wars drive prices to previously unthinkable levels. Collectors are not just buying metal, they're buying history, rarity, and the chance to own something truly unique. Last. Today, we dive deep into one of the most fascinating and mysterious coins in American numismatic history, the 1958 D Wheat Penny, a coin that has stunned collectors and historians alike for its incredible value and intriguing minting errors that have made it worth an astonishing $8 million. At first glance, the 1958 D Wheat Penny may look like any ordinary 1-cent coin that you might find in an old jar or pocket change, but beneath its simple copper surface lies a world of rarity, minting anomalies, and historic importance that has catapulted its worth into the realm of legend. This coin, minted at the Denver Mint in the final year of the beloved Wheat Penny series, stands as a symbol of the end of an era and the beginning of one of the most exciting chapters in U.S. coinage history. The 1958 D Wheat Penny, with the D mint mark just beneath the date, represents the last full year that the classic wheat ears design graced the reverse before the Lincoln Memorial reverse design was introduced in 1959. This makes the 1958 D penny the final tribute to the historic wheat cent series that began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. But what makes one of these coins worth $8 million? What hidden secrets could possibly lie within a tiny copper coin that most people wouldn't think twice about spending? The answer lies in its rare errors, striking anomalies, and the fascinating story of how a seemingly ordinary penny became one of the most sought-after collectibles in the world. The Denver Mint was known for producing billions of coins efficiently, but even the most precise machines can make mistakes, and it is these very mistakes that often create numismatic treasures. The 1958 D Wheat Penny has been reported to have several rare variations and mint errors that make it exceptional, including double die obverse strikes, off-center errors, planchet flaws, and even die misalignments that resulted in a few extraordinary examples unlike any other. The most famous and valuable version of the 1958 D Wheat Penny is believed to feature a dramatic double die obverse, where the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" appear to have been struck twice, creating a visible doubling effect that can be seen clearly without magnification. Such doubling is the result of a misalignment during the die hubbing process, when the design is impressed onto the working die. In this particular case, the hub shifted slightly before striking again, creating a doubled image that is both distinct and fascinating. The rarity of this type of error cannot be overstated. Only a handful of such coins are known to exist, and they are fiercely coveted by collectors because they represent one of the few known doubled die examples from the late wheat penny era. Beyond the doubled die, another factor contributing to the extreme value of the 1958 D Wheat Penny is the condition of the surviving examples. Most pennies from that year circulated heavily, suffering scratches, nicks, and discoloration from decades of handling. However, the few rare error specimens that remain in mint state condition or uncirculated grades, preserved in perfect detail with the original red copper luster, can fetch astronomical prices at auction. Imagine holding a coin that has survived over 6 decades without losing its vibrant red hue or sharp strike details. When such rarity meets condition perfection, the price skyrockets, and that's exactly what happened with the few known examples of the 1958 D Wheat Penny that surfaced at elite auctions and private collections. Some collectors have reported that high-grade error specimens were initially discovered in unsearched bank rolls or mint-sealed bags from 1958, hidden away for decades before being rediscovered by keen-eyed numismatists who understood their potential importance. One such coin was reportedly auctioned for an unbelievable $8 million, a price fueled by the combination of its extreme rarity, historical significance, and undeniable beauty. The allure of the 1958 D Wheat Penny doesn't just rest on its errors, it also comes from its place in American history. The late 1950s were a period of change for U.S. coinage, technology, and culture. As the mint transitioned from traditional design methods to more modern mechanical processes, minor inconsistencies and experimentation led to the creation of unexpected varieties. In the case of the Denver Mint, which produced over 800 million wheat cents in 1958, the chances of a significant error slipping through were minuscule, yet it happened, and that's what makes it so special. The idea that out of hundreds of millions of coins struck, only a tiny handful exhibit these extraordinary mistakes captures the imagination of collectors everywhere. Every nick, line, and doubling on a coin like this tells a story about how it came to be, a story of pressure, metal, timing, and the human eye missing something extraordinary during inspection. Some experts suggest that part of the 1958 D's mystique lies in potential die variety experiments, where test strikes were made to evaluate new hub designs before switching to the Lincoln Memorial reverse. These transitional or experimental strikes are exceedingly rare, and any coin suspected to be part of such an experimental batch could easily reach multi-million-dollar status. Others believe that a few coins were struck on leftover or misprepared planchets, thin copper blanks that may not have matched the official specifications, causing subtle differences in color, weight, and texture that add to their intrigue. Even small planchet impurities, such as traces of zinc or tin not fully blended into the bronze alloy, can alter the coin's appearance over time, resulting in a shimmering patina that collectors find mesmerizing. There are also reports of 1958 D Wheat pennies with off-center strikes where a portion of the design is missing or partially cut off, revealing blank areas on the coin's surface. While such off-center errors are not as rare as double dies, a 1958 D with both an off-center strike and a visible doubling would be an extraordinary discovery, possibly one of a kind and thus capable of fetching millions. When the hobby of coin collecting exploded in popularity during the mid-20th century, the wheat penny became one of the most beloved and widely collected coins in America, and the final year 1958 issues held a special place in the hearts of enthusiasts. Many people began searching through their pocket change and coin rolls, hoping to find a rare error penny that could change their lives. For some lucky collectors, that dream came true, as rare examples surfaced in the most unexpected places, from old piggy banks to inherited coin jars. As stories of million-dollar pennies made their way into newspapers and collector magazines, the 1958 D became a legend, a symbol of how something small and overlooked could turn out to be a life-changing discovery. Each element of the 1958 D wheat penny's design contributes to its charm. The obverse features the dignified portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB appear subtly on the shoulder of Lincoln's bust. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1958, are crisp and beautifully balanced. On the reverse, the twin wheat ears frame the denomination, 1 cent, and the country's name, United States of America, along with the motto, E Pluribus Unum. The simplicity of this design makes any error instantly noticeable, which adds to its appeal when unique variations are discovered. For the Denver Mint, the 1958 D marked both a high point in precision and a reminder that even the smallest misalignment could create an unforgettable numismatic masterpiece. As coin grading companies like PCGS and NGC became more prominent, authentication and certification of rare error pennies became crucial. The few known 1958 D double die examples have been thoroughly examined by these experts, confirming their authenticity and solidifying their legendary status. With population reports showing only a handful of such coins in existence, the astronomical $8 million valuation becomes easier to understand. It's a combination of verified rarity, exceptional condition, historical importance, and collector demand all converging into one extraordinary piece. The 1958 D wheat penny represents more than just a coin. It embodies the excitement of discovery, the meticulous art of minting, and the enduring fascination with imperfection. It reminds us that errors can create beauty, that flaws can lead to greatness, and that even something as humble as a penny can tell a story worth millions. For modern collectors, finding a genuine 1958 D error penny has become a kind of holy grail quest. Every time someone opens a roll of wheat pennies, they do so with the hope that perhaps one of those small copper coins will bear the same miraculous doubling or striking anomaly that turned a once overlooked cent into a priceless treasure. The journey of the 1958 D wheat penny from mint floor to multi-million-dollar auction illustrates how chance, craftsmanship, and curiosity intertwine in the world of numismatics. As long as collectors continue to search, study, and dream, coins like this will keep inspiring awe and wonder. So the next time you come across a 1958 D wheat penny, take a closer look, because what appears ordinary may just hold a secret capable of changing your life forever. And if you love exploring these incredible stories of coins turned treasures, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Liberty Coins Value, and join our growing community of collectors who know that every coin has a story waiting to be told.